Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this exploratory data analysis on mobile app usage data, where we are using daily active users as our key metric and trying to analyze different factors affecting daily active users, whether it's app category, whether it's different user age groups, whether it's by different platforms, whether it's by a particular continent or region, whether it's by app category and age group combined, or are numerical values like total in-app purchases, or how numerical values like total in-app purchases are related to total daily active users. We also have these different filters that you can apply to see data in action, and you will be able to visualize the data in a better way. So how to apply these filters, how to add these images, how to create this kind of simple dashboard is something that you are going to learn in this tutorial. This comes from part 1, where we learned, or we used in-app purchase as our key field. This is the data. So let's get started with second part. So in the first part of this series, we did exploratory data analysis on mobile app usage data. We created the same version of this dashboard as you can see here, and we did exploratory data analysis, and in-app purchase analysis was our target. So keeping in-app purchase in mind, here you can see in-app purchase is how many total in-app purchases were there when app category is given, when user age group is given, platform is given, region, daily active users, average session time, etc. are given. So on the basis of these different values, on the basis of these different fields, we created that dashboard. But and in that case, total in-app purchases, this particular field was our target field. But now client has also requested, they want to understand daily active users. They want to understand different factors for increasing daily active users, as this will be directly proportional to total in-app purchases. So if you will increase daily active users, what are the different cases? Which app category has more daily active users? Which user age group has more daily active users? Which platform has? So we will keep daily active users as our target field, and then we will try to see effect of these categorical fields and effect of these numerical fields on number of daily active users, or what we called as DAU also. So here we will simply make a copy of this. So we will duplicate this and rename it as DAO analysis. I am just writing it in short, and we will just change the heading to daily active users analysis. Daily active users analysis, and we can just swap these positions and on mobile app usage data. So we have this heading now. If you want to include some icons, you can include it here. Like in my assets folder, I have these kind of icons which I have used in different projects. So if you want to bring any other image, like some image representing users or anything, you can bring it here. For example, what if we bring here? So we can change this icon's position. This was also created using Canva. You can use any other AI tool to create it, or Canva has these icons. Make sure when you are downloading these images, they are in PNG format, PNG, and they are transparent. So you can put them over shapes. So I will explain you what this dashboard is in case if you haven't watched previous part. So this heading over here is a text box. So if you will see, once I have selected this, see this heading, format text box. So in format text box, we have written this text. Okay, we have just written whatever is our purpose, we have written it here. By selecting it, we select a color. So for font, we can select some color. For example, let's say in this case, we are going with this color or any other color that is available from palette, or we can go to more colors and select from here. So you can select these colors in view. So in view app menu or view tab, you will be able to find these different themes. You can select any color from the, you can select a particular theme to get its colors automatically. For example, high contrast has some really high contrasting colors, and it will automatically change color on the basis of your selected theme. So whatever you prefer, you can simply go with it. So let's say I like this one, accessible type. It will automatically change. So you can select this font color and apply this type of font here. So this is how you can customize your font. When you have selected this, so here once you have selected this, you can select your font and go with a different font family also. For example, we want to select Georgia. So we have now, you can see this kind of font. I prefer the default, that is Sergio or Sego UI, but you can go with any other font here. So now this is our text. These are card visuals. So here you will find visualizations, and from visualizations you can bring a card visual. So let's see here. Here is an empty canvas. If I add a card visual here, so you can see I can resize, reposition it with the help of mouse click, left mouse click, and this is our data. From our data, we can see all the fields here. Fields that are numbers are written with this sigma sign. Fields that are categorical or text values are not with sigma signs like this. Fields that are created separately, for example this one and this one, these are not there in the original data set that we covered in the first part. So these fields are, this is a calculated measure. So here we are calculating sum of total in-app purchases, like what is overall sum of total in-app purchases for all the rows of data that we have. Here is a table view. In this table, this is a report view, this is a table view. Here in table view, you will be able to see what columns you have, what is their data type, what is their format. If I select average session time in minutes, you will see it's a decimal number, it's a general decimal number. We don't have any data category here. So this is what you can do. But if we select a region, this is text data type. Here in category, you can, if it is a continent, you can say it's a continent. Asia, Europe, South America, Africa, these are all continents. So we can select this. So this way you can provide a data, you can provide a particular data category, and this type of icons will appear. This is a measure. I will teach you how to create a measure. So this is what you can do. So that's how you start, right? So you add a text box, then give different styling to your text. This is a shape. So when we are creating, so let's first create a card. That's what I was telling you. And in this card, we can drag a platform, any field here. So what, because our field of analysis is daily active users here, so we will add daily active users. This will automatically give us sum of daily active users in this card. In this card, we have different formatting settings. We can select a callout value. So for a callout value, we can select this color. This is are another field, that is category label. So for category label, we can select another color. Let's say we are going with a green color. We can make it bold. So this becomes our card visual. These are visual settings, and we also have some general settings. In general settings, we have effect, where we can enable or disable the background or change background color. We can enable a shadow. So you can see now it appears like this. After selecting a shadow, we can also enable visual border. Select some color for visual border or a white color, but we can give it a rounded corners by giving it a 14 pixel. Now you can see rounded corner. This same thing is applied here also. In text box also we have effects, where we have visual border white color but 14 pixel rounded corner. So this card visual, which shows us average session time at this moment, it has the same kind of setting. This is call out value setting. This is category label. Let's change its color to green. Okay. We are analyzing daily active users here, which is our target field. So let's see what is total daily active users. So we will add DAU here, or we can right click, create a new measure, and we will write total DAU, total daily active users. What will be total daily active users? So in this DAX, data analysis expression formula field, we will write some function. In some function, now you can see app usage, which is our table name. From table name, we can select a column name. So we will select daily active users. This way, table name in a square bracket column name, you will be able to select your variable, and this function will sum all the values in this column. Once you will do that, it will create total DAU. In your table view, if you go to total DA, so you can see we have 200 rows of data. In this 200 rows of data, how many total daily active users are? 11 million, which you can see here also, but we are just now creating separately. Similarly, we can add daily active users, and here we will write average. So on an average, so we can rename this for this visual as well. So we can also say average DAU or average daily active users. So you can just keep one thing, whether call it DAU or daily active user. I'm just giving you field to change accordingly. Now we can select this format painter, apply here. So this format painter, basically we can select any one field or visual, use format painter to copy its styling to others. So you can see this green font is copied. This data represents app ID. So every row here represents one app. Its category is given, its user age group is given, and we have 200 such apps. If app category is social, you can think of it as Facebook. Although it's not Facebook, but you can think of it as Facebook. From region Asia, it has these many total daily active users. This is app ID basically. So this is giving us per app we have close to 52,000 daily active users. Then what is the minimum daily active user? So from here we can select minimum. Okay. So we can again drag and we can select minimum. So for one numerical field, we can also select different aggregate functions directly, or we can create our measures like this. So you can use, so in a particular app you can see average is 52,000, but minimum value for a particular type of app is 1251. Then we have we can also do maximum. So we can rename for this as maximum daily active users. Like in one app, what is the maximum value of daily active users? And in the similar way, you can also get daily active users and you can find variance in it. If value of variance is high, that seems like it is high because minimum is 1251 and maximum is 99,000 and average is 52,000. So variance is also very high here. So that's why you can see, and variance will be a high variance represents that these apps have a huge variance in daily active users. Like some apps are very small with a small user base, and some apps are huge or like they are multi-million businesses maybe where they have close to 99,000 daily active users. So this is what obviously most popular apps right now have more users, like probably 20-30 times more than this per day. But this is from the data that we have. In the first part that we did, we created KPIs like this. Then as I said, we added this sidebar. This sidebar is a shape. So you insert shape. You can insert a shape like this, and then you can resize and reposition it. In your shape, you can fill a color. We have more colors of also. We can fill them. In colors, we can also enable shadow. We can enable glow. We have such different options, but we have only selected a color. And then you can go to insert image, select some image, and add it over your shape to show them. So this is how you can create this sidebar. So now you can see how this shape is created, how an image is added over it. Let's see how one filter can be added over your shape, because we use this sidebar for filters. And we keep all the filters in this area itself so that users can easily apply single or multiple filters. For filters, Power BI has these slicers. In some cases, you will also find advanced slicers. Here you will find slicer easily, a classic slicer. You will add a slicer like this, reposition it with the help of mouse, resize it, and then add a categorical or numerical field. We try to add a categorical field mostly, like platform, as we want to see whether Android have more daily active users or iOS have more. So if you select iOS, it is 5 million, Android have 5 million. Total it is showing 11 million because they may have 5.5 or something. So this is how you add a filter. In this filter you have filter settings also. So whatever visual you will select, its styling, its appearance, all the settings will be available here in this icon where this brush is given. In this brush icon also you will find two tabs. So in general tab you will actually find something like effects, like background, shadow. So you can disable its background. And in visual setting you will find its slicer header. This is header. So you can change its font, and in the similar way you will find values, so you can change the values. So this way you can create a filter. We can also set a background for our slicer. So in effects we can set a visual border, sorry, and in that visual border we can select. So you can spend more time playing with it. We can also give it a curve, like a rounded corner. So we can either select 14 or 15 pixel as this. So I will select 15 pixel. So you see Again, background is there, so we will disable background and do that. So this is how you can change, and that's what we have done here. Here we have given slicer setting as a drop down, not a vertical list. So we have selected it as a drop down so that it appears like this. In drop down, we can see slicer header. For slicer header, we have selected this color. For values also, we have selected this font color. You can select any other font color. Then for values background, we have selected the same background color as our shape. So this is what you can do. And this was taught in great deal in the first part. I have already provided link to that first part in the description of this video also. So you can copy, you can watch that part, or I'm trying my best to explain everything here as well. If you want to learn data analysis, you can learn at Slidescope. We provide online interactive classes. You can learn here. So this is how you can create filters, and when you will apply these filters, like for app category games, average daily active users are 57,000, but for social media they are 50,000, for finance they are 54,000. Now this is all with respect to this data, which is a simulated data. In actual world you will also see something like this. Now after creating our filters, we try to see our target field for different categorical fields, different numerical fields. So our target field is total daily active users or average daily active users, it can be. And let's take our first categorical value, that is app category. So here app category is given. So in app category, let's get rid of this. I will create everything from scratch so that you can learn easily. So we have app category. We select app category. It gives us 4 distinct values or 4 unique values: education, finance, game, and social. And then we select our target field, total DAU, here. Once you do that, you will be able to see that it has created a table visual for us. This table visual is created, or a matrix visual. But there are other interesting variables that we can use. For example, we can use a stack column chart. So in this stack column chart, you can see we have total daily active users by app category, which gives us an indication that in finance, we have highest number of total daily active users. If you change it to average daily active users, or if you want to add average also here, you can do that. So here you will add average, but you can see total and average. Obviously you can see 11 million and 52,000. So that's why you can use a clustered column chart, so you can see these two numbers side by side. So this is what you can do, or you can select a line and stack column chart, where in line axis you can bring the average daily active users, so it appears like this. So here you can see this line is representing average daily active users by category, and these bars are representing total active users. So this way, once your data has two different scale of units, or two different units which have a huge difference between their scales, one is in thousands and another is in millions, so you can select a line and a stacked column chart as well. Here you can see this heading is dynamic, total DAU and average, whatever we have selected, it is giving us a dynamic heading. It's okay, it's good for us. So you can say total DAU, let's write it as total DAU and average DAU by app category. Then we can go to format your visuals, general setting. We have title, Let's align title to center. Title text color, let's select some green color. Make it bold if needed. We don't want to do anything else with title. In effects, we can go to visual border, select a white color border as we did in first case, enable shadow. So you can see now we have a shadow and a border. If you want to give a rounded corner, so you can again go to effects. In your visual border, you can select 14 or 15 pixels, and here you have your visual. So this is how we created visual in the first place. Total DAU and average DAU by app category. You can see total daily active users are more in finance, but in games, average daily active users are more. So this gives you an indication which app category has better user retention or no better average daily users. Now once we have created one visual, we can click on it, copy it and paste it by going to home tab, copy and paste, so that we can replicate it. We can paste it 3 times because we want to bring 3 visuals in first row. Now we can adjust their width. We can adjust its width a little bit, we can reduce it with a little bit, and this one also. I hope all of them are of equal width, but how to make sure? How to be sure? Click on any one of them, go to format your visual, general setting, properties, height is 228, width is 337. If you click here, height is 228, 337. 228. So you can see my assumption worked. Now total DAU and average DAU by app category was given. Our second categorical field is user age group. So we can keep this chart, we can keep this visual and replicate or repeat it for all of them. Here you just have to replace your first category with second. So let's say we are replacing it with user age group. You can see this graph is also meaningful. You can see in case of senior users, both average DAU and total DAU are more. But if you need to give some variety to your visuals, we will just we can keep any one of them and we can change the graph, like we can create a clustered bar which is giving us total DAU and average DAU. In this case, if we go, we can see on our y-axis we have these numbers. So like we can switch axis positions, we can concatenate labels, we have these different options. And on x-axis we have something called invert range, which will just invert everything, and a logarithmic scale. Then I will click it. Now you have, now these numbers will appear in a logarithmic scale. So basically once different numbers are in different scales, you can use a log. That's when we use log, so to compare them, like how both of them are. Obviously these numbers have huge difference, but this will give us a better idea when we are comparing across senior, adult and teen different user age groups. So that's what we can see here. So for that you can enable logarithmic scale, and I'm just inverting range. One more thing can be done, we can enable data labels to show those numbers also. In data labels we can position them inside. So you can see these numbers are only visible when we have enough space, because we don't have enough space. Once you will enable sufficient height, then they will be available. That's because this average, this legend is taking some space. So this is legend. I just want to show you what is meaning of different, you know, what is the different field settings do here. This is legend. If you will turn it off, then you will be able to see the number. So now we can see, so obviously it will be, from here it is clear that total DAU is dark blue, average DAU is light blue. So that's why we can keep this as well, and we are able to see these numbers. Once these numbers are appearing, these data label numbers are appearing, their value setting is there, and their display units is auto. What if we say display it in thousands? This is better. You can see now these numbers in thousands. You can also see them in millions. This is 55,000 and total users are 434K. That's how you can tell that. So this is our second data. Now then we have platform. Two important platforms, Android and iOS. So we just change platform here. Although this will tell us that obviously average daily active users in iOS is way less than Android. But when we have two categories, we mostly use a donut or a pie chart to compare them. So if I go with a pie chart, this is giving us that iOS platform, and if we select this, the total daily active users in iOS platform are more, and total daily active users in Android are less. So here obviously in charts like this, comparing values of different numbers will be very difficult. Here we will not compare this. Here we are just doing total daily active users by platform. And hence if I go to slices, for iOS I will select a different color. Let's say for iOS I am going with this color or a dark green color. Any other color you can select, or this blue color, and for Android I can select this. So it will be your choice what you want to select, or you can keep it automatic as they are giving you. This is total daily active users by platform. It is showing you numbers. So if we go to data labels or detail labels, position is outside. It is showing data value and percentage. What if I say I want to see percentage of total? So then you will only be able to see percentage of total. So this is how you can select. Now you can play with these settings. Then we have region, like obviously we have these different continents. For a region specific data, we sometimes use a field map. This is a field map. In a field map, in location we put something that belongs to location. Here it is content. I'm just trying. Let's see what happens. So here once you will add regions, so you can see all the continents will be filled. Now what should we bring to show the data? Obviously total daily active users are will go in tooltips. So now in this map, if I take my mouse over to Africa, I will see that this is total DAU here. If I go to Asia, I will see that, and North America is this. So I can clearly see these have different numbers, but how to reflect them here? So select this map, go to map settings. In map settings you have fill colors. So by default it is filling with a blue color. This fx, which means a function. So this fx here is a function for us, and this function means that we want to apply some conditional formatting. This conditional formatting will be based on gradient. You can also base it on rule, a rule that Asia will have blue color, Europe will have green color. You can do that, or you can do it on the basis of gradient. Instead of count of region, we will select total DAU. So we are saying if total DAU is very low, show it with this color. If it is very high, show it with this color. Add a middle value and show it with a green color. So now you can see. So which is In Asia, it is high, green is mid value, and this is low value, Europe, in some parts of Europe. This is Africa, light shade representing a low number. So this way you can show gradients. So now we will click on it, format painter, and apply it over here. So that we can copy the styling. But when we did that, you can see we lost our gradient styling. So now I will do it manually. I should have actually done it earlier. So you can go to general settings, your title. In title we use this green color, made it bold, align it center. Then in effects we enabled visual border and shadow. In visual border we selected a white color, 15 pixel or 14 pixel as corner. So this is total daily active users by region. And because this tooltip, what is tooltip? Tooltips are when you take your mouse over something, you are seeing tooltips. So that's why in tooltips you can add more data also. Like we have used total daily active user, we can also add total in-app purchases. But that tooltip, because our headings are dynamic, so you can see it will show dynamically. Now in tooltip we are seeing some of total in-app purchases in Asia, and we are seeing that also. So that's how you can manage that. So this is our total DAU by region, which in our case is actually continent. So what if I rename for this visual as continent? Now we have this chart. We can copy and paste, Control CB. Now we have covered most of these values, but a question may be asked that in your app category, education, finance, games and social are there. For different app categories, what are the rankings of different user age groups, and on the basis of both these categorical values give us information of daily active users. So for that we can use a ribbon chart, because in a ribbon chart we can select two categorical values. So in a ribbon chart we can put one categorical value on x-axis, another categorical value as legend, which is for color. So let's say we are selecting user age group as legend, and on y-axis we will select daily active users. So we will select this, and now it is showing us this data. So instead of this I will just select total DAU, which I already had. So this is total DAU by app category and age group. So here we will just select age group. What is this data showing us? That for finance app category, total daily active users are maximum in senior age group, but in education app category, seniors are not on top. In education, adults are on top. This blue represents adult. Adults are very much, they are not more in games. So this is showing rank of each age group in each app category on the basis of total daily active users. So that's how ribbon chart can be used, and it is very useful also. In a similar way, if you want to compare one number with another number, for example, we want to compare that is crash rate affecting daily active users, or is total in-app purchases affecting daily active users, or vice versa. So what we can do? So we mostly use a scatter plot for these cases, because in a scatter plot we can put on x-axis, we can put, for example, total in-app purchases, And for y-axis, we can put daily active users. By default, it will select sum, but we can select don't summarize. And here also we can select don't summarize. Once you will do that, you will see that we are not seeing any pattern here, because these all scatter points are representing the 200 data points, their total in-app purchase value and their total daily active users value. So here, if you select, for example, we are selecting average value here, or we are selecting sum here, but we are not, so sum of daily active users on the basis of total in-app purchase value. So you will be able to see some pattern, but we cannot determine some data here. It will not be easy for us to understand what is happening here. So that's why in the first example, if you see, we use two numbers here, average session time, in-app purchases. So here what we did, that we created a group from average session time. What is this group? So this, let's create for total in-app purchase. This is basically categorizing a number, a numerical value. So if we click here, we click new group. So this will create total in-app purchase bins. Minimum value of total in-app purchase is 0. Maximum value is 998. And right now one bin represents 83. Let's say if in-app purchases, this is count of in-app purchases. So one bin is representing 83 uh, purchases. So from 0 to 998, we can divide it, let's say 120. So if we keep the bin size as 120, the first bin will be 0 to 120, second bin will be 120 to 240, and so on. This is how bins will be created. We can also decide automatically, or we can decide 10 bins, 20 bins. For that, we can also do it like on the basis of number of bins. Right now there are 12 bins. So this case. Then what we did, we have this data here. So we can copy this. This was showing us in-app purchases by average session time. Here we will replace it with total in-app purchases, and on y-axis we will just add total daily active users. So you can see most of the daily active users, or most total daily active users, are in range 0 to 120. So when total in-app purchase is around this mark, let's say 720, total daily active users are there. So most of the users are either not purchasing or purchasing between 0 to 120. So this is what it is showing us. We can copy the same formatting and apply here. So now it will be applied like this. So this is total daily active users by total in-app purchases bins. Here you can also go to columns. In columns we have color, where we can show gradient also. This is count of total in-app purchases. Instead of that, we can select daily active users, and we can say lowest value will be this, highest value will be this, and then it will show us data like that. This shows that dark color. Dark color represent more users. More users are in 0 to 120 range. This is legend, showing us what is the minimum value of daily active users and what is the maximum value. So this is how we can create a simple dashboard of daily active users analysis on mobile app usage data. I hope you understood simple tutorial. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please ask them or provide them in the comment section below. If you want to understand, if you want to learn on any other data set, please let us know as well. We will try to create dashboard on that data set with its purpose and why we are doing things. If you like this video, please like, subscribe to our channel and refer it with your friends as well. Thanks once again. Have a nice day.